Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing a versus video between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Cardfight Vanguard to see which game does better on what. So for this week I'm going to be doing what Yu-Gi-Oh! Does better because I haven't done a Yu-Gi-Oh! Video that much for this month, so I'm just going to do a positive Yu-Gi-Oh! Note, and then probably next week I'll be doing a Cardfight Vanguard one if they do not do a huge product stream. So other than that, let's just get started with my points. But before I start, I'll have you all note that I'm going to be mostly speaking on the TCG side of Yu-Gi-Oh! Although it can also go with the OCG side a little bit. So other than that, let's just get started. The first one is going to be pretty obvious if you play both games. Every product that you buy will have a foil in it. This is something I liked about in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where pretty much anything you buy will have a foil in it. You buy a booster pack, guaranteed foil. But in Cardfight Vanguard, you have to pull cards in the traditional way of hoping for luck. And this is one of the things I agree with Konami in, where ever since they announced having foils in every single pack that you buy, the only thing I didn't agree with it is taking out ultimate rares in the process, because that kind of made the cards that would have ultimate rare versions more expensive. I mean, I could just look at Boral Sword. There was an ultimate rare version and probably would be cheaper when it first came out anyway. And it also increases the chance of pulling a foil card that you need if you're buying booster packs. But other than that, there's really nothing else to say about it. Second point, reprints. Konami does way better than Bushiroad when it comes to the reprint part. They reprint a lot of high demand cards, make it easier to access for everyone, of course, and also makes it cheaper for budget players to get those cards as well. And not only that, they usually have like a very short gap from the release to the reprint time, unlike Bushiroad was where you sometimes have to wait at least 2 years for a reprint, while in Konami's case, it's usually almost a year or usually less. Boral Sword is an example. Took like 6 months, but still much better than Bushiroad when it comes to this. They even have dedicated reprint sets. Look at Dual Devastator. Dual Power is also another good one. And Megatons are another good one. Yeah, Konami definitely wins in this part. Another part where Konami wins in is product diversity. And what I mean by this is that they don't just make a deck product and a booster set product. They make way more different type of products. Of course, like I said, reprint sets, box sets, tins, character-related sets. And what does Bushiroad give us? A deck product, booster set, or extra booster set. And that's about it. And with a few exceptions like Revival Collection and Premium Collection for Cardfight Vanguard, Konami does a lot more of these special type of products than Bushiroad does. My next point, this one's basically going to be my opinion, deck building. And why I would put this point is because in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can mix and match without any issues. Look at Danger Dark Worlds, for example. Or back in the day with Dragoonides, you could actually mix Blackwings along with it, or Lightsworn Infernoids. There's just so many options that you can do with Yu-Gi-Oh! That you can actually mix other archetypes within your deck. And not only that, you're not very restrictive on what you can play. You could play alternative cards if one certain card is expensive. For example, those who play Rockets with Guard Dragons, instead of playing World Legacy Guard Dragon, you could play Boral Regenerator as an alternative. Or even if you don't play Guard Dragons in your Rocket deck for some reason, and you can't afford a Boral, so you could just play Boral and the deck would still function. Unlike in Cardfight Vanguard, where some decks require you to play a specific card to mostly function properly or function consistently. Look at Nemen for Shadow Paladins. And not only that, Cardfight Vanguard really has restrictions on what cards that you can play or how many of certain cards that you must play for full consistency. While in Yu-Gi-Oh! You technically have the freedom to really pull whatever card you want for full consistency. Finally, for pretty much my last point, budget friendly, and this kind of goes back to reprints and deck building. When you play Yu-Gi-Oh! You can actually build a deck, a sort of competitive deck, for probably less than $50 with every card that you pretty much need. In Cardfight Vanguard, this barely applies, and usually it's not really that good when it comes to the budget decks. I mean, the most budget-friendly deck in Cardfight Vanguard I could see, and that is also competitive, is Blade Master. 4 copies of Blade Master, $5 a piece. 4 copies of Doha, $5 a piece. And then Jiren, a quarter a piece. And those are just your main cards for the deck that you need to use for the deck to function. And then there's also other good cards that you want to play, but sometimes are too expensive. Flammable Airmo is an example for the deck. And for Yu-Gi-Oh! You can build a deck for probably less than $50. Look at Metaphys. Even though it's not meta, it's decent. It's a pretty good deck, and I only paid like $40 for that deck, by the way. And it might not have an extra deck. Just go get Dual Devastator. There, your extra deck is solved. And like my deck building point, Rockets. Just get 3 structure decks and just buy something like Dual Devastator, and then there you go. You've got a pretty competitive deck right there. And playable too. So those are pretty much my points on what Yu-Gi-Oh! Does better than Cardfight Vanguard. I play both games. That's why I talk about both brands in my channel. And this is all based on my opinion and what I see. And I do enjoy them both pretty much equally. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the video and do what you're supposed to do. Like and subscribe or something. And I hope I can make the Cardfight one next week.